Good morning, all, and warm welcome to our virtual hub from the Carers of Dundee. Today, we are going to be talking about transitions. The Carers Centre being involved in a number of transition programs during the summer holidays. We've had transitions for P7s up to S1, and they were successful. And we've also had transitions for people leaving secondary school to go on to further education in colleges. And today we have a special guest from Dundee Angus College, which is Sarah Thom, who's going to tell us a bit more about what they've been up to.
Hello, thank you for that warm welcome.
No worries, Sarah. So, Sarah, do you want to introduce yourself to the audience and tell us a wee bit about yourself and what you do?
Yes, certainly. I'm Sarah Thom. I'm the Student Services Manager at Dundee Angus College. And I have the great job of meeting lots and lots of students at this time of year who are coming to college, who are excited, a little bit nervous. And my role really is one of the key people that helps young carers and adult carers look at college as an option for them. So we have lots of support available at the college, and it's really just about getting to know individuals because everybody's different in terms of what they want to achieve at college. So we have students that come to us that are doing one unit, one module, and others that are with us for several years, before they go on to sort of university or on to the workplace. So what's really nice is just getting to know people. I help run the carers group at college, and I get to know people, as you say, right the way through. So I provide individual support alongside my team, which is student services. And, we work with lots of the other sort of support teams that are in the college just to make sure people have a really good experience at college and get the help and support that they need, whether that's to do with their kind of finances, making sure that they've got the money in place to be able to come to college, or support if they've got any kind of learning needs, or just worries about returning to be a learner at college. So anything that is kind of on your mind about needing a discussion to come to college, then we're the team that you would kind of contact to say hello and to get things in place for you.
Thank you, Sarah. So, so as we said at the start there, this is around transitions, and my colleagues Kev and Vicky were involved with yourself and Katie in the transition program for people going to college. I think we included some of the probably second year students in that transition program because they missed out last year because of the COVID, so it's nice to be able to bring them along as well and kind of experience that kind of being back in college. So do you want to tell us a bit more about the transition program, what it entailed and what was your kind of outcomes for that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've been working really closely together with the Carers Centre probably over the last 4 to 5 years. And one of the things that students told us was that transition makes them just a little bit nervous. Not that it's a bad thing, just that it's change and it's new. So what the transition programme aimed to do was to get people together, meet other key staff across the college. But first and foremost, it was to have fun, to make connections, to meet other carers. So through the summer, we've had sort of 3 transition events to introduce people, to have a little bit of fun. So we did escape rooms, we did axe throwing, of all things. We've got some very talented people, I tell you. And we had a barbecue and some fun games as well. And alongside that, it was really just about making sure that the young carers and the adult carers had a chance to meet each other, meet staff at the college who they were going to come into kind of contact with, and to be able to just answer any kind of queries that they had. I'm not sure where I'll find my timetable. I've not got my funding sorted yet. What will my support plan look like? Will it be the same as what I had in school? Some of these kind of questions. So as you say, we all worked really closely just to kind of make sure that we had a timetable of events over that summer that was fun and interesting for the carers.
And that's the feedback we've had from carers. It just made that kind of just seeing the people that are going to be at the college, and it just makes it that wee bit easier because, as you said, it can be that change and it can be difficult, and we all kind of experience change, and it can be tricky for us all. So having that has been really beneficial.
Definitely. I mean, on our third sort of session, we came together with the out of hours group, which sort of Jason and John from our learner engagement team run. And so that was really nice to meet other young people who have been involved with the college over the last year, doing sort of out of hours activities, visits, art, as you say, sport, wellbeing activities. So hopefully some of the carers that came along there will be interested in sort of working alongside John and Jason in that group going forward, as well as the discrete sort of carers group that we have going.
Fantastic. Another good opportunity. So you've kind of mentioned the carers group there. So can you explain a bit more about the supports that are available for unpaid carers at the college and what that would look like for someone who is a carer?
Yeah. We have lots of supports. So if you're a young person coming from school, we can pretty much sort of tailor the support that you've had in school. We can match that in college. You know, for some people, they've had an excellent experience in school and they just want to have the same sort of support. So we can do that. For other people, we've got adults that have maybe not been in a learning environment for some time, you know, and they're wanting to feel more confident around about some of their academic skills. So helping them look at study skills, you know, time management, you know, things like numeracy. If you've not done numeracy or maths for, you know, a long number of years, they're the ones that cause people to go, oh, I maybe don't want to do that. So they're the kinds of support that we can offer. And obviously the biggest component is the kind of mental health and emotional well-being support. So we help students do that, so they can connect in with somebody in our team, get to know them over a long period of time. And we're there either on a regular basis. So some students like to have weekly support just to check in and see how things are going. And others just want to kind of know if there's a difficulty, who do I contact? So that they've got a named person that they can kind of come into the team with. You also mentioned that we've got a carers group that, again, we've been running over the last sort of 4 or 5 years. While COVID's been sort of with us, we've been doing it online. We created Microsoft Teams sites so that we could put lots of information. So Vicky was very good at putting lots of information that was coming through the kind of the Carers Centre. Also, we were putting things about finances, you know, CPD opportunities for students, and some of the activities. So planning the activities that we wanted to do as a group. So last year we did a Scrap Antics sort of fun day together. We also did a kind of cooking session, which was some of the ones that the carers decided to do. But we met every month, which a lot of that was about peer support, connecting in, seeing that everybody was fine, having a chat, and resolving kind of any issues that was there. And we also were able to kind of discuss new initiatives like our Carers Ambassador role. So there was lots of discussion going on there, and young people and adults put themselves forward for that new role within the college as well.
That's amazing. So yes, you've kind of touched on it there as well, is that the different people you can speak to, and I guess the care ambassador be one. Who else could a carer speak to at the college, like including yourself?
Yeah, I mean, we would like to think that we're a carer aware organisation, so you should be able to speak to anybody really, you know. So if you've got a relationship with your group tutor or your course leader and you want to discuss with them, you can have a discussion with them to just sort of say what your caring role involves. You know, they'll usually refer you into student services if you haven't had any contact with us before, and that's really just to make sure that we've got a student support plan in place for you. So what happens there is that it enables us to kind of put down what your caring needs are and your own individual needs, so that you're not having to tell your story every time. We hear that from carers often. I wish I didn't have to say that so many times, what my role is. And it enables us to share that information in a really safe and confidential way with all the lecturers that will be teaching you. You know, so if you've got responsibility for helping your siblings get out to school in the morning, you know, but your classes start at 9, it will say, you know, Sarah will be slightly late to classes as she needs to get her siblings to school. You know, so rather than you having to tell everybody individually, it comes in your support plan that that's something that you'll need. You're not going to have everybody asking, can I just ask why you're late to your class? Because it's in your plan, it's been agreed for you. And what we find is that then just takes away any kind of nervousness that carers would have in terms of discussing their sort of responsibilities. Also, we would say that the Student Association is a really good place to be able to be. There's lots of informal sort of clubs and supports that you can get through our Student Association. They're a really active team, you know, and we like to introduce you nice and early as you come into kind of college to see the kinds of things that you can get involved in and meet other people. So a lot of it's based on interests, you know, so we've had knitting clubs, art clubs, you know, photography clubs. We've had a club for people with sort of additional needs. As you say, we've had the Out of Hours club. We've had lots of different clubs, because what people have said is you come to your course, you might make some friendships, but you want to cast your eyes wide and see who else is in the college. And these sort of informal clubs help people sort of connect in and have some fun.
I think you have an attributes program as well. Is that right? That's
Yes,
the
we
care
do.
role can feed into that. Is that right? Do you want to
Yeah.
talk a wee bit about that?
Yeah, the attributes role really enables people to look at the kind of informal skills that they're gaining while they're at college. So some people
Yeah,
do that through volunteering, but what we found with our carers is they come with so many transferable skills
yeah,
in terms of their caring role. So we've been able to sort of work with our carers to make sure they're recognised for their informal caring role, as well as any other sort of wider work or volunteer work that they're doing. So 2 of our carers who have just completed their HNC last year, they got the Gold Award
wow,
for all the work that they did alongside the carers group, which was lovely to see, because they had put hours of additional support into supporting other carers, just making sure that the college had students that were able to talk about their caring role, and they were just phenomenal students. So that was lovely, and they found that that was a great thing to be able to sort of tell employers, and put on their CV that alongside their sort of college qualification, they had also got their attributes.
That's amazing, and that's a really good thing to have that recognition, because obviously, as you said, there's a lot of skills carers develop through their caring role, and to have that recognition is amazing.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
we're going to move on to the next segment, Sarah. So one of the workers in Harris Academy has kindly done us a video. So we're going to have a wee look at that video, and what we'll do is we'll come back, and there may be some questions that if we've got some of the live audience people, and if there is any questions, maybe we'll get you to have a look at them. So we're going to run the video now, and I'll see you in a couple of minutes, Sarah.
Brilliant.
So thank you.
Hello, my name is Mr. Milne and I'm a guidance teacher at Harris Academy, but I'm also the Young Carers Coordinator in school. We have a number of supports in place here at Harris Academy for our young carers. There's the Young Carers group, which runs on a weekly basis. It's a very chilled out period of the day where we will play quizzes, there's light refreshments such as water and fruit, and it's a chance for the young carers to come together and have a chat and express any concerns that they may have. We've also got one-to-one support. We have Vicky Carnegie, who's our link with Dundee Young Carers. She comes into the school and she meets with the young carers, as I say, on a one-to-one basis, where they might want to discuss something that they didn't want to raise in front of others in the young carers group, or perhaps they don't want to discuss it with their guidance teacher. We have a ad hoc support, which is if there is any burning issues, the young carer can go and see their guidance teacher any point during the day, and the guidance teacher will obviously be happy to listen and help, and of course pass on any relevant information. Talking about relevant information, we have our Young Carers notice board, we have our TVs in the main foyer, we have our guidance Twitter account, and we have our daily sheet, and these are all various communication methods that we use to pass on relevant information to our young carers. We've also been involved in Primary 7 transition and also post-school transition to college, university or into the workplace. Young carers can speak with their guidance teacher, and of course the guidance teacher will always be willing to listen and help and pass on relevant information. They can speak with the young carer ambassadors in the school. They will have the contact details for our carer coordinator, Vicky Carnegie, so they can drop her a text message or give her a phone. They can speak with any member of our senior leadership team, so that's Mr. Miller, our head teacher, or any of the deputy heads. They can chat to pupil support workers, school support workers, the office staff, any of the learning and care assistants, virtually anybody in the school they can speak to, and that member of staff will pass on any relevant information. Working very closely with Vicky, our carer coordinator, we are very proactive in making sure that we are constantly checking and meeting the needs of our young carers. Our young carers are highly valued, just like every pupil at Harris Academy, and we do our utmost to make sure that we meet those needs, allowing them to reach their full potential whilst they're with us at Harris Academy. Thank you.
So I'm sure Mr. Millen will be watching this back later. So I'd like to say a big thank you for doing that video for us and talking a bit about what's available at Harris. And I would just say that that is what's also available across all schools in Dundee. So Dundee Carers Centre have got link workers in each of the schools, including the primary schools, and we work alongside the young care coordinators in the schools to offer them the same opportunities that Mr. Millen talked about that was available for the young carers at Horace, and I would echo his what he said there in regards to the value we place on young carers and recognizing that and what they do in terms of their care role and then their involvement in supporting other young carers in schools as well. So I think by the looks of it, you're off the hook, Sarah. We don't seem to have any other questions. So I'll just start by saying again, thank you very much for coming along today to answer our questions and talk a bit about transition. And obviously, we will put the links for yourselves on our website so people know who to contact directly, and obviously they can get in touch with us to find out more about what the Care Centre will be doing in the college. And we look forward to hearing about some of the activities you'll be doing in the coming weeks and months. So just also like to say that we do have another video from Abertay University, which will be available on our website, and that gives you an overview of what support is available at Abertay University, not just for carers, but for other students that will be attending Abertay University this year. All our information will be on the Carers of Dundee website, so that's carersofdundee.org.uk, and this will be also available on Facebook, so people who've not been able to watch it live can come along and see it. And all comments are welcome, and if anyone does ask any questions after the live video, we will make sure that we get back to you and we can answer those queries. So just leaves me to finish up by saying thank you again, Sarah. The next hub will be on the 20th of September, and that is going to be looking at Adult Learners Week. And I think you might be involved in that, Sarah, is that correct?
Yep, I think we've got somebody from our team coming along.
That's brilliant. So we'll be looking forward to speaking to them. And I'd just like to take this opportunity to say that we're involved in the 29,000 Reasons campaign, which will be kicking off on the 20th of August, which is this Saturday. And that is part of the Dundee Youth Work Network. And we will be raising some valuable funds for all the different youth work projects across the city. So if you can go along to our social media pages and find out more details about how you can get involved. So just like to say again, thank you, Sarah, and goodbye to everyone.
Very welcome.
Thanks for joining.